Hey, welcome back. It's fascinating how the most successful entrepreneurs seem to be playing a totally different game. It's like they have a rule book that's the complete opposite of what we're all taught about business and careers. Today, we're going to dive into how to rewire your own brain to think just like them.
All right, let's just jump right in. Look at this. Most of us face this exact choice. On one side, you've got path A, the safe route. You know the one. Stable job, decent paycheck. It feels really secure. But then there's path B, the growth route. Here, the focus isn't on the immediate paycheck. It's all about stacking skills. The pay might be lower first, sure, but the potential for growth, it's through the roof. This is the path the self-made millionaires take because they know it's about building your own value, not just clocking in.
And that safe route, path A, that's what we're calling the conventional trap. It's comfy. It's the path that makes our parents proud, but the catch is it almost always puts a ceiling on our potential. It gets us stuck working just for money instead of for skills and experience that'll pay off way more down the line. And this idea right here, this is the heart of that trap. Traditional business school wisdom literally tells you to stay in your lane. Figure out your core competencies, what you're good at, and then don't you dare stray from it. But what's so interesting is that real successful entrepreneurs do the exact opposite. So, the big question is, how do you actually break free? Well, it all starts by adopting a few powerful, kind of counterintuitive mindsets. Let's walk through the big ones that really define that entrepreneurial journey. Okay, this first one is a huge departure from the corporate world. You know how big companies just change the blue speckles in the laundry detergent to green and shout, new and improved? That's product first thinking. Entrepreneurs, they do the opposite. They start with a real, nagging problem somebody has. And here is a perfect real-world example of what I mean. An entrepreneur saw this crazy specific problem. Can you imagine being a neurosurgeon and your main tool keeps sticking to brain tissue? I mean, that's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. So what did he do? He didn't invent some fancy new gadget. He just developed a new metal alloy that solved that one high-stakes problem. See? He was obsessed with the pain point, not the product. And that problem-first logic leads you right into the next mindset, thinking narrow. I know it sounds backward, right? Big companies, they need these giant markets to move the needle, as they say. But entrepreneurs, they get their start by solving a huge problem for a tiny, super specific group of people. Just think about Nike. They didn't start out making shoes for you and me. Nope. Their first customers were a super small niche, elite distance runners. And these guys had a problem nobody was solving. Their shoes were built for sprinters on a smooth track, not for grinding out miles on rough country roads. By solving that narrow problem better than anyone else, Nike built the street cred and the expertise to later take over footwear for basketball, tennis, you name it. It's such a key lesson. Focus is your foundation. Okay, just look at that number for a second. $10 million. Now get this. That's how much cash Tesla had in the bank before they had even built their very first car for a customer. So you gotta ask, how on earth is that possible? Well, this is a masterclass in the ask for the cash mindset. Instead of spending years chasing venture capital, Elon Musk and his team found 100 wealthy, eco-friendly buyers, and they convinced them to pay the full $100,000 for the car up front. They literally got their customers to fund the creation of their own product. It's absolutely brilliant. It flips the whole business model on its. Right, so having these mindsets is absolutely crucial, but it's really only half the battle. To actually build lasting wealth, you have to pair them with the right habits. And maybe even more important, you have to actively avoid the behaviors that just silently kill your progress. This one is just huge. So many people fall into this trap of premature luxury. They go into debt for the fancy car, the designer watch, all to look rich. But real wealth isn't about what you spend. It's about what you own. The people who are truly rich, they focus on one thing, acquiring assets. Things like stocks, real estate, pieces of a business, things that grow in value all on their own. And here's another wealth-killing habit, trying to do it all by yourself. Look, you can be a genius, but you will never be more effective than a talented team all pulling in the same direction. And the perfect example of this is the original team from PayPal. When they sold the company to eBay for $1.5 billion, they didn't just cash out and disappear onto a beach. No way. The results just speak for themselves, don't they? This group of people, the PayPal Mafia, they went on to start YouTube, LinkedIn, Yelp, and oh yeah, even SpaceX.
They helped each other, invested in each other's ideas. It's the ultimate proof that success is not a solo sport. You have to avoid that trap of thinking you can do it all alone. You've got to find your team. I love this bit of ancient wisdom. It's such a powerful reminder about accountability, about ownership, and it really boils everything down to one critical question that we all have to ask ourselves every single day. When things go wrong, it is so easy to grab the magnifying glass, right? We look outward, we search for something or someone to blame. Oh, the traffic was awful. My boss just doesn't get it. The economy is terrible. But the mirror forces you to look inward. It makes you focus on your own choices, your own actions, your own mindset, which at the end of the day are the only things you can ever truly control. So let's bring this all home. Rewiring your brain for success, it's not just about what you do. It's also about what you stop doing. It's this powerful combination of adopting these counter-conventional ways of thinking and then pairing them with disciplined habits that actually build wealth. Okay, let's make this really practical for you. Just take a second and reflect on this. Which of these mindsets already feels kind of natural to you? Are you already someone who starts with the problem? Do you instinctively think narrow to find your focus? Now, here's the best part. None of this is genetic. You're not born with these things. They are skills. They're mindsets you can actually practice and get better at. You can totally learn to ask for the cash or to look for clever ways to borrow resources instead of thinking you have to own everything. And finally, think about a real challenge you've got on your plate right now. A tough project at work, maybe a business idea that's stuck, a career move you're not sure about. What would happen if you looked at that roadblock through one of these lenses? What if you thought narrower? What if you tried to ask for the cash up front? See, the conventional path, it's predictable. But the counter-conventional path, that's where you find your breakthrough.